Let's talk about the practice exercise of this section. For the first practice exercise, we have 3 questions where we need to specify what will be the value of these calculations. That is, what will be the output when we calculate 10 multiplied by 9 divided by 3 multiplied by 4 plus 2 minus 7. For the next one we have 2 divided by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4 divided by 2 minus 7. For the next one 9 multiplied by 7. Order bracket open 2 plus 1 bracket close divide by 7. Instead of calculating this using Excel, first try to solve this on your own and then verify your answers using Excel. The next practice exercise is on absolute, relative and fixed reference. Here we have product ID, quantity and price, and we have to calculate total sales by multiplying quantity and price. What kind of referencing will be used here? Write the formula in the top cell and then copy it in the remaining cells. For the next question, we have to calculate the total sales by multiplying quantity and price, and for each transaction we have to pay a commission for $3. For example, for the first row the quantity is 4, price is 10, so the value will be 40. Now we have to pay a commission of $3, so the total sales value will be 37. For the next scenario, we have a number of projects and the number of hours in which we can complete those projects. Now there are 3 freelancers we can choose from. Pam charges $40 an hour, Sam charges $50 an hour and John charges $60 an hour. Compute the total charges that Pam, Sam and John will take to complete these projects, and you should be able to calculate all the values using a single formula. For these 3 questions, you will have to use absolute, relative and mixed referencing. Let's move to our conditional statement or if practice exercises. Here we want to display pass if the student has scored more than 32, else we should display fail. For the next scenarios, we have the review of certain stores. If the review of a store is greater than 3, then we need to display good, otherwise we will display needs improvement. Let's practice if with and or operators. So here we are trying to rate our projects on the basis of timely delivery and number of defects. If the project was delivered on time and the number of defects were low, then we will display good, else we will display bad. For example, if the project was delivered on time but the defects were high, we will display bad, or if the project was delayed and the defects were low, still we will display bad. For the next scenario, a company is trying to hire resources based on their hourly charges and ratings. If the rating is greater than 3, then we are good to hire that employee, or if the charges are less than 50, then also we can hire the employee. For example, here John and Jane have ratings greater than 3, so they are eligible, and although Ron has a rating of 2, since his hourly charges are less than 50, he is also eligible. So we will display Y for these 3, and for the other 2 we will display N. For the next questions, we will award negative points to employee if they have an issue that is dated in the last 30 days and the impact of the issue is high. For example, for Sam, he has an issue reported which is in the last 30 days and the impact for that is high. So Sam should be considered. Jane also has an issue in the last 30 days, but since the impact is low, that can be ignored. Another condition is that if the employee has made mistakes in the 3 consecutive months, then also we should award negative points. So Pam and John will get negative points because for them issues have been reported in 3 consecutive months. We have to solve the next scenario using both nested if and switch statement. Here if the score is 1, then we should display bad. If the score is 2, we should display needs improvement. If the score is 3, we will specify average, and so on. We have to solve this question again using both nested if and switch statement. Here we are categorizing our stores on the basis of their score. If the score is greater than 4.5, then we have to display top store. If the score is greater than 3.5, then good store. If it is greater than 2.5, then average store, and so on. If you have any issues in solving this question, you can see the previous videos on our conditional statement, or you can also see the answers in our next video. And for the final one, we have a numerator and denominator. Now instead of displaying an error message from Excel, we have to display an explicit text message divide by 0 error, and we will use if error function to do that.